Hello class, welcome once again. This is actually a long 2 weeks after we are here again to continue our lesson and all. So as I told you in the previous week that today we will start the next chapter, that is the physical features of India. Okay, so for that purpose first we need to understand the major landforms features and the we need to understand also about the geographical structures, their association with the various rocks and minerals, as well as the nature of the soil types. Okay, so this is the main basic thing we will learn in the due course. So like before, in this chapter also we will divide it into some subtopics, and the topics are physical features of the India, theory of the plate tectonics, movement of the plates, different types of plate boundaries, and the most important and the major portion of this chapter, that is the major physiographic divisions. Like we need to learn about the physiographic structure of the Himalayan mountain, the northern plains, the peninsular plateau, Indian desert, the coastal plain, and the island as well. Okay, so here we will discuss about the physical features of India. As it is a vast country and it is the 7th largest country, so we can observe the variation everywhere, be it physical or be it socio-cultural. Okay, so in our country somewhere we can see the mountain, as you all know, sometimes somewhere we can see the plateau, somewhere we can see the coastal and the desert as well. Okay, so even the colors of the soil varies from one region to another. Suppose I am just giving an example, like in Maharashtra we find both the black soil and the red soil, but in Madhya Pradesh we basically find only red soil. So this type of variations in soil is due to the kind of the rocks from which they are made. Okay, so this is the variation, the different kind of variation we can observe throughout our country. Okay, so in this slide also you can see 3 different pictures, where the first one is due to the weathering, the second picture depicts the depositional features of a river, and the third picture reveals the erosional landform of the glaciers. So we can say that different erosional and the depositional works of the different phenomena basically is the reason of the formation of the variety of such landforms. Okay, as I already told you that somewhere we can see the mountains, somewhere we can see the desert. So different types of phenomena, the environmental phenomena, as better to say the climatic phenomena, okay, are responsible behind it. So this is the reason behind the formation of the variety of such landforms. These are the different outside features of the landforms, but our earth is always changing internally also. So based on that we can divide it the forces which can change our earth drastically. Those forces are basically known as the diastrophism. This force which are through which the earth can be changed internally or externally is known as the diastrophism. Okay, so externally changes happen due to the erosional and the depositional features of the wind, glaciers, rivers, groundwater, etc. But the internally changes are divided into epiorogenic and the orogenic categories. When the movement happen horizontally, basically when the movement of the landform of the earth happen horizontally is known as the orogenic movement, and when it is vertical in nature then it is called the epiorogenic movement. So in the next slide we will discuss it. Here in this slide we can see the physical features of the India. Okay, see the first picture where it is written plains. Basically the green color depicts here the plain, the land which is basically known as the plain land. Okay, and it is situated in the Bay of Bengal, in the Gangetic region and so on. And In the coastal areas also we can see the variation. In the uppermost portion, in the northern portion of India, we can see the mountain range, and in the middle portion of your country basically we can see the plateau situated over there. Okay, so this is the variation of your country. We are now showing the color and the variation of the colors through which we can see that the variation of the landform which is observed in our country. So as we know that the variation of the landform of India, that means there must be some facts behind this formation. Why there is a mountain, plains, why there is a desert, we don't know, but some basically we don't know. Okay, why the northern mountain is situated in the northern portion of India, till now as a student you don't know. Okay, but some scientists, some geographers, they are continuously working behind it. So one of the most important theory of the formation of the landform is basically plate tectonic theory. This theory is very popular for the formation of the different kinds of landform. Okay, let me tell you one thing. In class 9, in this chapter, in the chapter 2, we will learn the plate tectonic theory as well as the continental drift theory. These both theory are responsible for the formation of different kinds of landform. That means in the northern portion we can observe the mountain. Okay, in the coastal region we can see the different types of landform. Okay, and in the desert region also we can see the different types of landform. So basically what are the reason behind it, that can be solved by the discussion of the theory plate tectonics and the continental drift as well. So one of the most important theory of the formation of landform is plate tectonics theory. It dealing with the dynamics of the Earth's outer shell, the lithosphere, that revolutionized earth sciences by providing uniform context for understanding mountain building process, volcanoes and earthquake, etc. Okay, so this is basically you need to learn about the physical and the socio-economic, means the physical aspect of your country through the plate tectonic theory. Okay, so in this slide we can see that the movement of the plate. Okay, so first, to know about the plate tectonic theory, we need to learn about what is plate, that means the definition of the plate, different types of plate, as well as the plate boundaries. I mean how many categories are there in the division of plate boundaries, that we need to learn. So first we will learn that what is plate. Basically the plate is the uppermost portion of the earth's surface. Okay, so first we will deal everything, all the portion we will touch while we will discuss the plate tectonic theory. Basically this theory, this concept was formulated in the year 1960s. Okay, and the Alfred Wegener is a father of this theory. So according to this theory, the earth has a rigid outer layers known as the lithosphere, which overlies a plastic layer called the asthenosphere. Okay, so this lithosphere broken up into 7 large plates, 6 to 7 medium plates, and almost 18,000 small plates. Okay, so basically this is the main concept of the plate tectonics. Now we will learn about what is plate, what is the different types of plates, and what are the different types of plate boundary we will discuss. First, we all know that what is plate. As I told you earlier, that plate is the outermost portion of the lithosphere, and the lithosphere layer which is lies above the layer asthenosphere. Okay, so the exactly extreme topmost layer of the earth is known as the plate. So now we will discuss different types of plates. While talking about the different types of plate, we can divide the plates into two categories, that is the oceanic plates and the continental plates. That means the plates which is connected with the oceanic portion, that is known as the oceanic plate, and the plates which are connected with the continental portion of the earth, that is known as the continental plates. Basically there is another name of the oceanic plate, that is the Sima or Sima. we can say that. What is the meaning of that? It is actually, it is an abbreviation of SIMA. Okay, SIMA or the SIMA is the another name of the oceanic plate. That means silica, Si and plus Ma. Si plus Ma means silica and magnesium is the most important and the major component of the oceanic plates. And the another name of the continental plate is Sial or the Sial, is SiAl. Silica again it is denoted by the Si and Al denoted here as a aluminium. So Sial or the Sial is the continental plate. So these are the two types of plates, and as you all know that aluminium is rather lighter than the magnesium. That's why it is quite obvious that the continental plates are quite lighter than the oceanic plate. So these are the major two types of the plate. Okay, so one is the continental plates and the another name is the oceanic plate. Now we will discuss about the different types of plate boundary in the next slide. Here we can see the three different types of diagram over there here. Okay, the first one is the convergent boundary, plate boundary. What is that? Basically, boundary means a particular zone where the two types of plate can be merged together, or the two types of plane can be move away from each other. Okay, so this is called the plate boundary. So in the first diagram we can observe that the first one is the convergent plate boundary, where the two types of plates are coming together and they merge and they collide. See the arrow very carefully. Two types of plates, again I am telling you, two types of plates are coming together, they merge and they collide. So it is very obvious that this portion, this kind of plate boundary area is quite destructive. If two objects are marching together, that means definitely there should be a collision. Okay, so this area is quite destructive over here. So the another name of the convergent plate boundary can be destructive plate boundary. Okay, so the question can become like this: why the convergent plate boundary is known as the destructive plate boundary? So I believe that you can answer. As the two plates are coming together in the convergent plate boundary and they merge and they collide, that's why this area is quite destructive. Okay, the next one is the divergent plate boundary. Okay, see the arrow again very carefully. Here two types of plates are moving away from each other. Okay, in this divergent plate boundary, two types of plates are basically moving away from each other. So if in any region, if two types of plates are moving away from each other, so definitely there should be a crack in the in the upper portion of the earth surface. There should be a crack, and automatically the molten magma from the asthenosphere are easily come out from this crack. Okay, and the volcano and different kinds of earthquake happened over there. Okay, so this basically divergent plate boundary region is quite constructive. If the two plates, again I am telling you, if the two plates are moving away from each other, so definitely there should be a crack, and from that crack the molten magma from the asthenosphere will definitely comes out, and they will cool colder and they form a volcanic mountain over there. So this kind of plate boundary is quite constructive. So the another name of the divergent plate boundary is the constructive plate boundary. The third one is the transform plate boundary. What is that? Basically, you see the last one here, see the arrows as well. Okay, here the plates, they are moving away from each other, but in a zigzag way. Two types of plates, they are moving away from each other, they are just passing away from each other, but in a zigzag motion, in a zigzag directions. Okay, so that's why they are neither collide, they are not destroyed. Okay, so this kind of plate boundary is known as the transform plate boundary, where they are transforming their place, but the another name of the transform plate boundary as a constructive. Why it is constructive? Because in this type of plate boundary, this type of two plates are, they neither collide nor destroy. Okay, so this is known as the transform plate boundary. So in the next week, on the next day, we will discuss about the continental drift theory. So I think you understood the plate tectonic theory. Why this theory is most important for you? Because in this chapter you need to learn about the different physical aspect of your country. Okay, the physical aspect of the northern mountain, the physical aspect of the northern plains, the physical aspect of the desert area, and so on. And why this kind of varieties we can see in our country? Only the plate tectonic theory and the continental rift theory is responsible for that. To know those physical aspects, first we need to learn about these two theory. And this plate tectonic theory, again I am telling you, it is formulated or invented by Alfred Wegener in the year 1960, where basically he depicts that two types of plates, they suppose moving away from each other, suppose they may collide, they may transform. So these type of plate boundary or the types of plate like oceanic plates and the continental plates, these are most important to understand the physical features of your country. Okay, one more thing I just want to add, where I told you that the types of plate boundary, one is the oceanic plate and second one is the continental plate. So while the oceanic plate and the continental plate, they merge together, okay, those area is known as the subduction zone. Again I am telling you, when the oceanic plate and the continental plate, they coming together, they collide and they merged, that particular place is known as the subduction zone. Okay, this zone is very risky zone, as in the sense of the earthquake. Okay, so this area is very earthquake prone zone. So basically I am just trying to give you the overview of this portion. In the next week or the next classes, I will give you some I will provide and all, so it will help you to understand the chapter and the concept as well. So till then, please keep yourself in a very well manner. Okay, so next day we will definitely continue with the next topic. Okay, so till then, keep preparing yourself, stay healthy, bye bye.